Jared is an incredibly gifted and talented young preacher who is about to spread his wings, but who discovered some time ago that the boxes within which the church he grew up in were far too small and far too narrow for the theology and the preaching and the message that was emerging inside of him. I know that feeling well, having spent 8 years in the Catholic Church and having discovered that my theology was far too broad for the boxes that I was asked to place it in. I also know that the feeling of crisis, of a crisis of faith and a crisis of vocational call that occurs when the pathway you thought you were walking down is no longer an option for you. And the feeling of being lost on that journey without knowing which way to turn. Enter Steve Wales and First Congregational Church, who together introduced Jared to a church without limits, a church that invites you to express your theology outside of any of the boxes others have invited you to keep in. Jared's discovery of the United Church of Christ through the mentoring of Steve and through the hospitality of First Church has brought him to a place where he can now stand before you and say, I choose the path which the Holy Spirit has called me upon. And he stands now poised to explore ministry in new ways that were not available to him until he encountered Steve and First Congregational United Church of Christ here in Phoenix. Speaking on behalf of the wider church, I want simply in this moment to express my profound and deep gratitude to Steve Wales, whom Jared calls his spiritual brother, and to First Congregational Church for mentoring him and guiding him and teaching what it means to be a church of extravagant welcome, a church of hospitality without limits. What he does from this point forward, and believe me, it will be extraordinary, will happen because of this gift that you have given him. And on behalf of the wider church who stands ready to receive his gifts, the deep and profound gratitude is extended to you as well. First Church, thank you.